Hello, everybody. We are back with days. I gotta look 7, day 7 of the new player account. Yesterday we started our first event. We unlocked. Sergeant, thank you for 24 months. Much appreciated. We unlocked Lorik and Dadius. We just unlocked them. We didn't do anything else. We got a little bit of favor. We split the party. We now have a Modron core, which we need to start leveling up. Yeah. And we were coming to race through Waterdeep because we are basically one champion from unlocking Vajra. So from meeting this requirement, and we want to have this requirement met as well as these. So we're going to be rocking and rolling today. We grabbed EO8 favor here, which is okay for the moment. Well, we're going to load it. We haven't even, I don't think we, did we buy blessings? I don't know if we did. I don't know. We'll check all that here in a minute. Yesterday was a hectic day. Yeah. Event days are always hectic. Going in here. Do we want Lark now? I think we do, because speed effect, right? Yeah. Oh, music. Why is it so quiet? Oh, Delcoon, Strythammer, Fireball, Bayou Shakira, Sergeant. Bayou Shakira's 35 steps through the quad. Nice. Really giving it that old college drive. Oh, code. Let me turn the code on. I've started turning the code command off before the stream and then turning it on once I'm back on because that's easier. It's easier than like having to change it out and stuff. So now what is my code? Hey. Dale's vlog holes. I don't know that I want to watch that stream. It could just be somebody named Dale who does vlogs about, like, you know, deep dives into things, like goes down a rabbit hole on stuff. It could totally be that. I'm a little worried. Try to tell him I don't like the passport. Nice. Bruner's now in the forever gem loop. A patron currency loop, right? I hope. Wait, you might not have a patron yet. Once you get a patron, gem patron currency loop. Yeah. Exactly. All right. I think I was in. Do I want to? Yeah, they're fine. Let's go look at blessings. Did we buy blessings? We did not buy blessings. Okay. The helm is EO8. We can get this because it's 2. EO8 is 2 over EO6. So we know we can buy that right away. Damage if the champions are outdoors. Increase helm's favor earned when converting. This is from Time Gates events, trials. That's what this is. So we don't need to spend in this right away. And increase damage of all champions. Well, this is the more generic bonus. This is the always on bonus. So we like some of that. We like some of this. Oh, we got all of that. Okay. We unlock some down here. Increase damage of all champions by 5% for each unique species. Well, that's not bad. It's multiplicative stacking. Increase damage of rogues, bards, and wizards. That's not how we roll. Increase the base damage of ultimate attacks. I really just would like some of that. Yeah, but we can't really get much. Okay. What else we got going on here? Globals, deep pockets, make more gold from humanoids. Well, okay. So instead, increase the damage of all champions by 2% for every piece of epic rarity equipment, multiplicatively stacking. This is a long-term one, so we don't necessarily... This isn't something you race towards. Familiar faces increase the damage of all champions by 2%, multiplicative for every champion owned. Again, this is like one of those growing ones over time. Splitting the party increases the damage of all champions by 2% for each champion in an adventuring party. Yeah, this again. So, you know, I mean, we'll get all of this, but really the first two tiers, like the globals in the first two tiers, are going to be more important to you right away. The rest are gonna... They're going to grow as you grow. Yeah. Not like the highest priority right away. All right, how are we doing with potions? We don't have a lot. How far are we going here? Area 50. I don't want to waste that. You know what? We can tear some stuff apart though. Diet strength, yes. Heroism. That's firepress. Oh, I got a push and specialization. We'll tear that down too. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna brew another one. No, do we have any of those? We're gonna hold on to it. Yeah, we do have some of this. Okay. So no, yeah, we're definitely gonna brew another. Medium speed. Also, the other thing we did yesterday was we got all our Corber greens to all green, and now we're working on rares, and we're only have 35 rares left. That's not going to change anytime soon, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because we need to save our gems for unlocking Voucher. Unfortunately, can I say unfortunately a few more times? Unfortunately. How many gems do we have? 822, and we need 2,500. 2,500. Ooh, plus 15 silver chests. We've looted 7, so that's going actually really well. We like how that's going. Is this gold? What is his? Okay, 80 is his bardic perspiration. Okay. That's the speed effect. So now he's got his speed effect going as well. Okay. We're just down viable tanks early on, but as long as we got favor, we're fine. Oh, we got picture-in-picture on. Whoop. I don't know that I'm going to turn that account on today. Let's see. Need to get my daily login. Arc ran off. And we show up on the next area. Yeah. One instant enemy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing my trials run today. She's only got like 1.2 billion health left. It's fine. She'll die on her own. I don't need to help anymore. I wish it would just let me claim the daily reward from the map. Makes you log into an adventure. Okay. When I say that she's got 1.2 billion health, I want to be clear, like her bar is only this big. She just has a lot of health to start with. She's dying today. It's fine. I realized somebody left me a note. I forgot. Well, I forgot. I didn't. Well, no, I forgot. I forgot to put the table in for Lark. We need to build. I need to build the table on screen for his spec choices. Forgot to do that yesterday. Just absolutely spaced out. So, let's do that. Do that while this is slowly creeping. All right, table. So it's spec choices. It's 100%, 175, 150. Do I have a table that has... There's 100, 150. 100, 150, 175. It's this one. I just need to rearrange. Need to rearrange it. That's similar. All right. Okay. Well, I guess I could... No, yeah, it needs to be rearranged. People won't. I gotta keep these in the order they show up on the screen, or it's gonna be confusing to people. I don't want to confuse people. Okay. So what's gonna be the best way to do this? So obviously this... Oh, okay, let's just do this, like this. I'll just swap one column at a time. Oh, no, no. Okay. That should be the middle should be bigger all the way down. It is. Okay. So then this becomes band of misfits. This becomes center of attention. And this becomes path of nightmares. All right. Except this one could go above 10. So, just, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many we could get. Because you can be multi-classed. We just put some... I think we do the math and we figure out like how to get above like this number. Or to get above some of these. Like how do we meet some of these breakpoints? Maybe? Probably. What are we doing? Oh, we can click past 60. Cool. We're up to level 69. This is no problem. Okay, so this would be... I don't think these can go above. Probably check before I fill this in, but I'm not. They can't go above. This is... Yeah, and or. And or means it's just counting to 10. This one's saying for each unique class, so it's going to go much higher. Okay. Yeah, it might not be 11. Hold on. Here's what I want to figure out. I want to figure out, let's see. So 1023 gets surpassed by 118.9. So we want to figure out like what beats 118.9. We want to basically beat each of these other points. So we want to beat this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 options. To show people how many you need to beat and for it to be the best option. Yeah. Okay. So this was a 2x multiplier. Yes. Okay. So 2. I mean, we'll try to the 11th. When does that come out? 0, 4, 700. That beats 2 of them. Really? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So 11 is going to be 204, 100%. And that beats this one and this one. Let's see what 12 is. 12 is going to probably beat something. Oh, yeah. We're going up real quick. Okay. 9, 100%. And we finished. I see that in the background. Cool. We're on. Hey, Xenobite. Okay. The dinner party. 75. I forgot to save that formation. Hey. Take some more of those. Fortunately, it was last always saves right there. Oops. Okay. All right, back to what I was doing. Okay, so Formula 409. 409 is going to beat the 320 and the 380. What's 13 going to be? Okay. That's going to be nothing. So I don't need to list it. Yeah. So we jump to 14. People are like, why'd you jump to 14? I'm trying to figure it out. You figure it out. Why do I have to tell you all the answers? All right. That's a good question. Why did I do that? All right. That'll jump this one and this one. Yeah, and 15 jumps the last one. So at 15 classes, the first spec is the best option. We didn't have to get down that very far. Don't need these. Having more unique classes via multiple. Wait, do we get? We don't have that many, do we? That's a good question, Elianders. I do need to check that. Hold on. That is, yes. I'm just thinking, oh, we got a lot of classes, don't we? How many classes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Crap. Okay. Is there anything else coming as a class? But here I'm gonna add the 13 one back in. And I'm gonna put asterisks on the on the 14 and 15. Like, if they had more classes, oh, this becomes better. That's what we'll do. Because you never know. All right. Bang. Don't just say that. Someone will still get mad about it. But they can die mad about it, too. I don't know what to tell them. Enjoy being mad about it in your afterlife, I guess. So there are no speed effects in the background party. Not a question. Okay, do you know if this speed effect from Familiars, the auto pick of golden gems, still works in the background? No, it does not. It's a simulation. There is nothing's dropping. It's not like it doesn't. It's not this, but in the background. They'll like to say that it is, but it doesn't work that way. So no, you just need one on the field and one on click damage, and then Bruno auto loads, and you're fine. Yeah, what they've told us in the past is that it's literally just checking to see like what would die first, you or the party, for every time it stops to check an area. And it's at no point have they said, oh, and then how quickly are you picking up your gold and stuff. Like, they don't. Never been a thing. But if you want to get like more deep dives into that, when there's a dev insights, that's a David question. David's would know a little more about it, but I don't know that he's the one that reworked it, but he's gonna have he isn't, but he's gonna have the best probably knowledge of the best chance at having knowledge about what's going on there. The best chance. Because somebody else did all that. Like, they literally assigned a dev for like, I think it was a year. There was a dev whose main job was just rewriting the background progress. It was a big thing. Okay, putting this in. Oh, I forgot the note. Oh, that would have pissed some people off. Okay. That's done. We can close that. 75, I should have used one of these. Hang along, Winterfest. 35 minutes for Winterfest chest. All right. Ron asks, running through Lark variants and had a question. What dictates where Uggy goes? The first fallback character in the formation gets Uggy. And then if you want to move them, if there's more than one fallback in, you can hover over their ultimate, and the ultimate has become, like when it's on their own, it's this, but when there's more than one, it becomes Call Uggy. The ultimate calls Uggy to you. Unless that person has Uggy, and then it's use all the fallbacks ultimates at once. Like that's literally the way it works. It's a strange thing that they built, but that's what's going on there. Yeah, it is fiddly, but it does it's really the only way they could do it and allow you to still move Uggy around and not have to worry about basically when a party auto loads in, like you don't like it'd be nice to save like where Uggy is. I don't know if it does that in a safe formation. Yeah, I don't know. But it allows you to move Uggy around. We're up to 1,032 gems already. We're making gems so fast now, folks. Remember, saving up 2,500. Once I get over 2,500, I'll start spending what's over 2,500. But we need 2,500 for Vajra, and we need 15 silvers. We've got 8. Got 8. Did we? Hold on. Yes. Okay. I'm tempted today to open up Electrums. Yeah. The Electrums will give us two things. They'll give us gear for our event champions. Well, they'll give us more than that. They'll give us 3 things. Gear for our event champions, consumables, and gems. Did you know Electrums drop gems? Some people tend to forget that, but early on, it's another reason like not to hold on to Electrums early, because they drop gems too. It's another reason like when you get a chest, open it early game. It just doesn't. Doing what I did is bad. Just bad. Feels bad. Yeah, we're gonna. Want to do it right now? Yeah, we'll do it right now. There we go. Oops. Try that again. Here we go. Okay, Malf, great. 25 gems. That's good. But there's guaranteed cards here. So we're getting an item card, we're getting a gem card, we're getting like a potion card, and then like contracts. So this is good. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not good enough speed potions. 100 gems. Take it. Okay. Still not enough speed potions. A medium bounty is going to come in handy. Like Karlach's Rage. Not that we get a lot. Karlach doesn't. It's just not going to scale a ton with gear, but it's not going to suck. I mean, the first 100 levels of it isn't going to suck. After that, it's like specialization potion. Reagent fodder, 100 gems. Where are we at? Streaking meteor. Okay, let's do 4 more and we'll see. We'll go see. All right. Ooh, we got a blue. That could have gone anywhere. It went to Hank. Daddy's got a blue. Okay. So smattering of items on event champions, but not a ton. What's our gems at now? 1551. Nice. But also, almost as importantly, we have a lot of stuff we can break down now in the apothecary. All of these. This one. Yeah, that one. All of those. Yeah, okay. So there's 84 reagents we just created. That's nice. That's like 3 speed. Or we're up to 84. That's 3 speed potions. No more Electrum chest from Diana. Yeah, it's... You get there. I keep using her. Like, you still want to use her for the speed effect. But again, she also... Every now and then people say she bugs out and she'll just give you a bunch, even though she shouldn't have. So, until they fix that, enjoy. Alright, let's go for the rest of these. Giant strength, you don't care about those. Brunor got a blue. Okay, I mean that's our actual progress tracker. We would know. I don't really like that, but would rather that went to an event champion. Charlax got a blue. Oh god, am I gonna have to check? Did we get blues to any other core and evergreen and I didn't notice? I'll have to go recount after this. Lizelle with the blue. Okay, unfortunately it was her ultimate. But at least because we were green or better on our cores, none of the whites and greens are going to core champions. They're going to event champions. Which is really good for us. Just the random blue. We definitely wouldn't have wanted to wait for blue. Large potion of speed. We're not quite to where, I mean, that'll be good for deep favor runs. A large fire breath, same. Same. Another large potion of speed. Oh, I like this stack. Medium potion of speed. Yeah, they're finally getting me. They're finally getting me. That is. Okay. Potion of speed. I don't mind the clairvoyance ones because that's gold find. We're doing gold find run. Greatest song in the multiverse. We need. No, that's not the one we need. Righteous might item. Hey, it's better than nothing. There's the deck of many things, and they give us a white. Screw you too, game. I would love, it would be nice to at least get all 6 items on Eliwick, because then we could start pumping blacksmithing contracts into her. There's a Lark card. Okay. There went all of our Electrums. Okay, what do we end up with? 20, there's our 2,500 gems for Vajra. Okay. So now we can start saving up in batches of 500 to buy a chest, gold chests from now on out. The silvers will loot. You don't need to buy the silvers for Vajra. We'll loot those. So let me go recount here. So 3, 5, 8, 12, 13, 14, 18, 22, 26. 33. Okay, I was right. Okay, my numbers were wrong. Alright, Havilar, though, still needs... Or, not Havilar. Eliwick still needs 2 items. And then we can start dumping blacksmithing contracts into her. But for now, we're going to burn all these bounty contracts. And that gave us a bunch more candles for the event. So we can get more gear for the event champion. Strength Animals says, I noticed that you always open chests one at a time. On this account. The reason for that? Just because when you're on a new account, every chest is a potential, like, happy surprise. It doesn't affect the RNG. It's just... What are we getting? Ooh, what are we getting, right? On my main account, I only ever open them in whatever the largest bulk is that chest, like up to, like, bulks of 1,000 basically if I have that many. And I don't even look at what I get out of it. So my main account, it doesn't matter. All I care about is, okay, I'm opening up like, I think on my main account I have like 14,000 silver chests. It's like, okay, did I get any contracts out of that I can burn? Like, but none of the rest matters. But on a new account, every chest matters. Right? That's the excitement of a new account. Right, almost to the end of this adventure, and our potion didn't even, like, we had 7 minutes left on our 15-minute potion. So our speed effect is working pretty well. So we want to trigger that 15-minute potion immediately. I'm not looping anyone in a background party. I don't have a second Modron core. I only have one. Help Volothamp Gadorm? No. No. I refuse to help Volo. Oh, I forgot to save this again. God dang it. Okay, speed potion. Right away. Now we're at the point where hopefully I'll just be able to be popping speed potions left and right. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I have my Modron core up here, and so far I've gotten 127 XP because so far we've cleared 127 levels with it in our party, but that's it. I don't have anything else at the moment. But I do recommend that. Yeah. Hey, Shevik. I know I got a lot more pipes, but it doesn't matter. You're not really going to get... It's not worth trying to get two flow. It's almost impossible with this kind of space, so I'm not worried about these pipes. But we still want to collect these as often as we can, right? So we don't even have a lot of blacksmithing contracts yet. Oh, I can open these Lark Silvers. Oh, there's a green. Oh, there's a green. Nice. Funny that he duplicated stuff each time. Click that, right? Jeez, wheel. Alright, now Lark's at his speed effect. He should start taking off. Oh, there he goes. And there'll be an enemy that pops up like right around here. Yeah, that was right there. So one of the things we want to consider is like, when can we get enough reagents that we can make like a legendary? We need 1440. Good lord. Because this creates a lot of efficiency. In our speed potion usage. So these are going away. These are going away. I don't need more than... This is where I'm going to spin down. I'm going to keep like 5 of the clairvoyance. We're going to keep the fire breath. Don't... Yeah. So we'll keep up to 5 of those. These are going away. So there's 286. So we're now in a much healthier place to be creating lots of medium speed potions. But at some point, I'd love to have so much that I could get a legendary out there, because it'll run. It says 24 hours, but it ends up going longer than that. It just doesn't see any math. It doesn't do. Dude, it doesn't last the 24 hours of like real time 24 hours. It's like some weird game time 24 hours, and that's good. It's better for us. It's totally good for us. Okay, I need to save this now. Start. All right, because then I'm going to come over here. So I'm going to set this as my starting formation every time. I'm going to click specializations. I'll be able to choose all of this. And now I never have to make these choices ever again. Done. For this campaign, because now it's always going to have this formation layout is what I want. Going to put the familiars where I want it. I have to load in the champions because I don't have enough familiars to put on each of the champions, but they will load into the right places, and it will auto select their specialization. So I don't have to worry about doing it myself anymore. Like there, I just clicked past Lae'zel's specialization choice and didn't make me do anything because I'd already set it already. And same with Makos right there. That is always nice to get to. It's another reason I like getting my Modron core early. It just makes starting each run better. Obviously, having tons of familiars would help, but that would slow us down so much to try to chase familiars. That's a good idea, actually. Like now we are okay on speed potions. And we met our green or better. So I could save, because I know we're earning gems pretty quickly. I could save up and get Jeremy at 1,000 instead of buying 2 gold chests. We may do that. Nifty Games is 5 steps through the quad. Nice. Gotta start somewhere. He's a big boy. we just going to 75 again? Yep. Oh. Cool. So we need to get to 3,500 to buy Jeremy, because I need 2,500 for Pashra. Basic. And we're already at what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is our fourth out of 15 for unlocking Pashra. Some advanced stuff. We shouldn't ever be earning any favor. We shouldn't be going far enough, but at some point we will have to do another favor run. Yeah, that works. So he uses right at the start. And it lasts for the 75s. It'll get us most of the way through the hundreds as well. So this is why we really need Diana. Like, with Diana feeding us Electrums, we could gear up we get gear, at least green gear. Geez, at least all whites. White or better on all of our event champions, which meant that then I could start dumping blacksmithing contracts on Allywick. And then we get lots more gems, right? Okay. We got Troll Skull Manor. Really should be checking these for... This doesn't have armored. We could do a deep run here. I feel like we just want to keep going, though. Moment. Speed. Grab the speed. Okay. 4 adventures and more deep dive. Stuff silver. This is 100 though. Yeah, if we let our area goal get up a little higher, we get more value, kind of value out of a deep run, since we'd be going further anyway. Not that we'd be going as far as a deep run would want, but I don't know. Maybe we wait. Maybe we try to push it as far as possible without doing it. 3,000 gems. This will give us 200 when we're done. So we just got to generate 300 more total. So like 500, obviously 500 total to be able to buy. I could buy. Man, we can buy Jeremy right now. I don't know why I'm waiting. We know we're gonna do it. We know we're gonna get there. Jeremy, come out of the bag. Come out of the bag, Jeremy. Jeremy can go right here. So 9 sellers. No time gate pieces yet. I don't think Hank dropped one yesterday. Did he? I don't remember. I don't think he did. Dropped 3 for us on Friday though. So was it Friday or Monday? Monday. He dropped 2 on Friday and 3 on Monday. Weird. Hey, Jen. Oh, the progress on this account is wild. We technically shouldn't be in Waterdeep right now, like normally. But we're skipping ahead because we have 29 champions. So 1 more champion and we get Vajra. And so I'm trying to get the 15 adventures in Waterdeep done. We almost have, we had 2,500 gems a second ago. We'll have it again shortly, and then we'll have this too. But we're so far away from item levels over here that Vajra is going to be the first patron we get. And yeah, this will give me another time gate piece. It'll be at 5. Then I just need Hank to drop 1. And then we can unlock Diana. I can start getting my Electrum chests. Diana's going to be a seat 9 swap. So we'll come in instead of Mako's. It's going to be a little hard in low favor places because she just won't be able to do much like this. Like Makos is not doing much at the moment. But after the next favor run, it should be fine. I'm a feeling about Lark so far. I mean, he doesn't seem super strong, but he helps with the, he helps make Cosrin stronger. That's the thing, is none of the fallbacks seem super strong on their own. Together seems like, it looks like to be their main use case scenario in terms of like supports, and as Cosrin DPS. Cosrin just stacks so big with signature smell with a bunch of other fallbacks people in. Now as a speed champion, I think he's neat. I think I need to actually play around with him on my main account because I think he might replace Whittle in my formations where, I mean, I'm at a, like a 2 kill clear in most places. And instead of having to wait, instead of doing enemy spawn speed to get enemies onto the screen, he'll just have them waiting for us when we load in. And I think that makes him a better option than Whittle for my Briv Gem farm. But I need to, got to play with it. Oh, there was a time gate piece. Okay, Hank. We were just talking about him. He's like, here's one. So I guess right after this, right after we get this, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, which should be after we're done with this, we will do a Diana time gate. Seems like he needs a ton of get. Well, so Ron, I just need him to spawn 2. And it's not going to take, I'll have him at on my main account, I'll have him at 1,000 item levels. Like pretty much right away on Saturday. I tend to gear them up on Saturday, like this, like demonstrated gearing up event champions on the Saturday, on the tutorial show on Saturdays. That'll put him over what I need him to do. I just need 2 enemies instantly. He'll give me more than that at that point, for my gem farm. And that's all, that's what I'm thinking about now. On this account, it's currently a minor speed effect, right? He's putting out a 1.1. I actually should. Oh yeah, I don't have we need Bardic Perspiration. It's no, it's this one. So it'd be out of a gold chest speed. So until I get that, then he'd be at like 1.5, right? So he's not going to help out a whole lot right now, but it is still a speed effect. He still is spawning someone that dies instantly right there. We actually had 2 people. So sometimes there's a chance that he's going to spawn 2 instead of the 1. I'm guessing it's probably a percentage, like a 10% chance to spawn another one or something. I'd rather Shandy in that spot, but yeah, in early game, I think Shandy's the better speed champion. If I could have had a choice, I would have rather had Shandy. She takes the place of a speed potion, and stacks with speed potions. But once you hit the cap, you like on my main account, I'm at the cap, so Shandy doesn't get involved in any of my speed runs anymore. But now Lark would. Lark absolutely would go in. So yeah, there's definitely, I mean, it's definitely situational, like where your progress is at and what kind of speed team you build. But, yeah. Let's try foresee with Lark. Speed doesn't want him to have legendaries when I use in a fallback formation, but that could push up the area goal for Briv Gem Farm. Yeah, is what it is. Yeah, but I mean, I have the same issue with Briv. I have legendaries on. I think I have legendaries on him for using and pushing formations, but now I probably should strip them off. I should probably consider that for everyone that's in my Briv Gem Farm that I'm not using actively in pushing formations. But again, that's where you gotta make a choice. Sometimes the trade-off is, yeah, okay, I'm gonna want them in multiple places, so I need to keep the legendaries. Other times, get away without it. Boom, gimme. So these are today's rewards. We get 5. Giant Strength, Fire Breath, Large Blacksmith, Time Gate Piece, Modron Component Chest. I'll open that up. Yeah, there's a directed T. There's directed T. There's a directed T. That was a good chest. I don't know how functional those are, but. And now we're at 6 Time Gate Pieces. Exactly what we wanted. Ron says, I have other supports that have similar gear, but tested abilities like Eton better than all of them. Is she really good? I mean, that for you right now, she's better than them, yeah. Is that always going to be the case? Maybe not. That's what's situational about Idle Champions is like, you know, different champions have like different power curves, meaning like maybe their power comes in on at a different place. And maybe it, you know, maybe it shifts, maybe it's stronger at a certain part of progress than another champion's, but then later on that one gets bigger, but this one just kept getting steady. Like, it's just, yeah, you kind of just have to, it's one of those things where you kind of constantly got to be checking, like, not constantly, but regularly, like taking a good look at, well, okay, if I've upgraded gear or item levels or legendaries or something, like, is there a better formation that I could use for deep pushing now? Yeah, that's part of the game. Some people just stick with one. Even I, on my main account, I'll just stick with one, and I don't change much because I'm happy with where I'm ending up. But in a variant, I will switch things if I have to. If I can't finish a variant, I'll dig around to find the very best thing. But I tend to save that for difficult variants. Eric says, I'm starting to think about long-term progress in the game. I'll get to 3 champions in all slots soon. Ish. Nice. Outside of that, you see to start building speed, pushing, and gold farming parties. Yes. Would be able to still make progress in the game if I just started exclusively time-gating champions. Not that would help my party strong, but just that I like the designs of. Yeah, you're making a trade-off. You're like, okay, I want to use these champions, and I'm accepting that my progress might be slow because of it. That's what yeah, that's the trade-off you're making. If you want to do that, your choice. Absolutely. There may be situations like if you're trying to complete a difficult variant or adventure or whatever, like high area goals, and you can't use the champions you want, you have to use the champions you need, right? Like whatever, you know, swap people in. But yeah, that's the constant trade-off of this game is, you know, using the champions you want to use versus the champions you need to use. Sometimes the champions you need to use are, you know, they're stronger, but they're not the ones you like using. Right? In game, you can just do whatever you want. You'll have enough power in game, you can do whatever you want. People use like the garbage. People use non-DPS as their DPS at in game just because they can. Just because they're like, I just want to do it. Why not? But through the rest of the game, you're constantly making trade-offs. Like, I use Carlock on my main account because even though I'm in late game and she doesn't scale well in the late game, I use her because I can still clear the content with her, and you know, and so as long as I can still clear the content with her, I'm good. I'm still gonna use her. How long do I think it will take to unlock the majority of champ? I mean, majority is just 75 or 80 or somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly our total now. I don't think I've been updating my tracker. Oh, I don't need to update that. I can come over here. Champions. 157. So 79 is the majority. Means considering that I'm already almost at 30, it's not as long. I don't know. Like, it's a little wild that we got here this quickly. 36 per year is not. I don't think that's. I don't know. So okay. You're trying to do it based off events. There's 2 featured champions and 3 flexes, so there's 5 a month. But then at least 1 natural time your weekend, so there's 6 a month. So that's 72 in a year, just off that. Assuming, but that makes presumptions, right? It presumes that all of the reworked champions are champions you don't have. That's the big presumption. So if you drop off the reworked champion, then you have 1 new champion a month, plus 3 flexes, and you could always flex people you don't have, and then a time gate. So there's 5. So there's 60 in a year, guaranteed new. The time gate always guarantees you someone you don't have. So you could get 60 champions in a year just from that, and you started with the 12 core plus hitch, so there's 73. And then now there's 8 in tails. There's 81, but they're going to add, 2 to tails fairly regularly. So, I feel like a new player starting now could have 100 champions inside of a year, just off that math. And that's not counting manual time gates, which we now know you can get going pretty quickly with Hank. But then once you get your patrons, you can do like 1 a week. I think you could have all the every champion in the game inside a year. Feels like that's a possible thing to do. Which is wild. It's wild to say, but I'm pretty sure that's a valid possibility now. Jen says they have 115 champions and they've been playing under a year. So there you go. Yeah. Seems like a thing. Seems like a thing you can make happen nowadays. Took Ravenous 53 weeks to get them all. I'm just going to say Ravenous had bad luck. Yes. It definitely feels like. I think because of Tails, it's just Tails is. I mean, ultimately Tails is going to be 18 champions. So you start off with the core 12, then you add the 18 from Tails, there's 30, plus Hitch, there's 31. Dritz, you get right away 32. You could have 32, I think, pretty quickly. Well, we'll see how hard row 3 of Tails is when it arrives. Or what they're calling Act 3. So, yeah. But being at, 30 plus champions in under a week. I mean, I'm 7 days in. And we're almost at 30. If there'd been more Tails champions, even just if there'd been a second row, we'd already be over 30. Wild. What are we up to? 2380. Getting there. All right, back from an ad break. All right. I was worried about not being able to get all the champions that look cool. Oh, yeah. As long as you're playing kind of long term, like you want to play this game for a while. I mean, a year. You'll get all of them. Yeah, not an issue. Eric says they don't give giveaways in PlayStation. It's not about. Yeah. So what you have to understand about these giveaways is, not all platforms want to give stuff away. Not all platforms understand that it's like priming the well. Like if you give $100 worth of stuff away, there are some platforms that are like, why would we do that? We want them giving us the money, not us giving them free stuff. Like they don't get it. They don't get that when you give away $100 of free stuff, players are more likely to then spend money on the game. And when you've got lots of stuff that they can spend money on the game, it's easy. Like, you know, it's not a bad thing to give away some stuff here and there, right? There are platforms that just don't like that. PlayStation's one of them. Mobile usually is as well. I don't think they've ever done. I don't think they've done an Android giveaway. I know that. I don't think Android or iOS. I don't think they've done that at all. So Xbox is rare, but there's one going on right now that there's usually maybe one a year for Xbox, so it's the rarer one. Steam and Epic tend to be the ones that you get a lot of. Yeah. Steam and Epic get it. Even Steam's gotten better about it, but you know, Epic gets it for sure. Epic gives away stuff all the time, right? They understand you give away things to make money. But Steam has come around a little bit, and so now there's stuff on both. But yeah, PlayStation's not going to get giveaways. I don't think the mobile gets giveaways. The CNE launcher, it's their own launcher. They don't do giveaways there. And people, it confuses the hell out of people, and I don't understand why. To this day, I don't understand the confusion because what you have to understand about the giveaways is they're not rewards for people that are currently playing the game. It's marketing to draw new people in. And on the CNE launcher, it just launches idle champions. You're not drawing anyone in. Like it doesn't work that way. Now, do I think that, you know, maybe they, you know, should give them anyway? Yes, but that's not how it works. Because those giveaways are exclusive. Like it's an exclusive. The platforms want it to be an exclusive giveaway because then they can advertise it like, hey, this is exclusive to our platform. And then the exclusivity period is usually about 3 months, 3 to 6 months, something like that. And then they filter that stuff back into the game. So if it's like if it's a familiar that they're giving away, then it used to come in through the gem shop. I think now they're probably going into wild offers, but I haven't been tracking that. Skins used to end up in the gem shop. That used to be the rule, is if it was a giveaway, even if it was exclusively on a platform, it would end up for gems. And I don't know if I haven't been paying attention. I don't know if they've kept that up. I don't think Xbox is rare anymore. Really? There have been more Xbox than Steam since I started playing. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, that's nice to hear then. If they're at least on par. Because there's usually like at least two Steam giveaways a year and at least 2 Epic. But I was thinking there was only like 1 Xbox a year. They're doing more. That's awesome. Well, everybody gets it. So that's the thing is, it's really the idea behind it is it's a marketing push, right? It's just advertising for the game to get people to start. And it gets lots of people to play the game. You can notice you can't tell on any platform except Steam, but you can watch Steam usage statistics for the game, and when they have a giveaway, it spikes. Like player usage spikes, goes up, and then it gets a tail, and you know drops back down eventually. But hey, you know it gets a bunch of new people playing the game, and hopefully you know some stick around. That's the idea. But the giveaways happen like anybody that logs in gets it, which is the best way to do it. Because otherwise, if it's new players only, people get upset, right? But people misunderstand it and think that, oh, this is just giveaways for rewarding players, and it's like that's not what it is. It's not it at all. I didn't. Why did we start a new run? I was supposed to do a time gate. I totally spaced. Okay, well, this is going to give us the gems we need, hopefully. Yeah. So give us the gems we need for Vajra again. Where are we at on silver? Still only at 9. Still a little low on that. Yeah, time gate's going to be Diana. Hundo P. 100%. Guaranteed. Diana. Yeah, Maikos is going to be benched. Lee says, I think I tried the game once before the Forgotten Realm days. Once again after that, now jump back in with the recent Epic Game Store pack. Yeah. People bounce in and out, and that's fine too. Like, you know, they're constantly changing stuff about the game, and you know, sometimes if you know if you don't like the way it is right now, come back 6 months later or a year later, you know, things could be very different. This game is so very different than what it was just a year ago. I mean, Tales of the Champions, right? Also, like the Apothecary and Notary system, roughly, I think that's roughly within a year. That was, yeah, no, that was first half of 2025. So those systems didn't exist a year ago. And they're great. They were great additions. So, yeah. Stuff's changed. Stuff changes. I think, you know, hopefully, the Trials rework will revitalize things a little bit, too. It's kind of meh. Right now, like, Trials is like, all right, whatever. Like, once you get it down, it's just like, all right, well, it's just cruise control. And you don't really have to think about it or worry about it. And I mean, that's okay, but we'll see. I mean, it may stay that way. Who knows? But hopefully it'll feel more worthwhile than it does now. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a lot of power, but man, on my main account, I haven't done like forge runs in a long time. That's basically like leveling up my legendaries. I just haven't cared. So, yeah. Hopefully whatever the new system is makes you care a little bit more. Hey, down, Sliver. That reminds me, wait, what's going on? Tomorrow's stream, I will hope it's on time, but it might be slightly late. Iceford says, thank you for 6 months. Much appreciated. It might be slightly late because I have a meeting tomorrow. That's it's scheduled for the hour right before the stream starts, but if it goes a little long, it goes a little long. So, goes a little long. Yeah. We'll see what happens. All right, so we are now 2 days into Winterfest. 2 more and I'll get Tess. I don't have Tess, so to me this is free champion and fun skin all at the same time. Oh, we can open that gold chest that I got. Gold chests are openable now. Blue from Akos. That's progress. Oh, dang it. Okay, there we go. All right. Makos is almost full blue. How's our thing like? Yeah. Okay. So Celeste is still the only one that's full blue, but we've got Minsk at almost full blue, Hitch, Makos. So we got 3 champions that are almost disappeared off this list already. That's nice. And this time, when we finish this run, I'm trying to keep. I will try to start the time. You know what? I'm just going to start the time gate now, and then we have to. Is she under the popularity list? Yes, there she is, Diana. Then. Hopefully that forces me to remember. Go do the time gate. Technically, I could start it in my background party, but that's the thing you can do. I could start the time gate right now in that other party. It wouldn't get very far. We're only 24 areas out. But that is doable. Ugh, man. We're star 0 favor again. Ugh. Oh. That's gonna be rough. But hey, at least we got some potions to deal with it, right? I could throw down some gold find. I wish I had an hour-long gold find. I'd do speed, potion, fire breath, hour-long gold find, but I'm not gonna craft one. Eric says, is there good synergy between absolute adversaries? Some of them. Would a party with them be good for? I mean, they're one of the stronger pushing parties currently. People are leaning into the fallbacks just because the fallbacks are kind of the new strong pushing party that'll be good to do Elminster stuff with, because Elminster, you can only use champions there for like 3 years, and absolute adversaries are going to start falling out of that at some point. It's not something a new player needs to worry about, but yeah, you can build strong formations around them. I think most people do it around the Dark Urge. I'm not a fan of his, but people like his flexibility. The thing is, he's flexible, but the rest of them aren't. You know, technically you could do it around Lae'zel. It doesn't synergize well with Karlach. If we look at it again, Karlach's affiliation. So the DPS here: Lae'zel, Karlach, and the Dark Urge. Karlach's Ceramorphosis bonus is just for giving health to everybody else. Now you can have Lae'zel in buffing Karlach. You'd use Halsin because Menthar only buffs evil. You can use Gale. You can use Shadowheart. You can use Astarion. You could use Will. Will's difficult to build around. But you wouldn't use the Dark Urge because the Dark Urge is just a DPS. So, whereas like the Dark Urge and Lae'zel, they have buffs that scale with Ceramorphosis, so all the tadpoles. I mean, it's kind of like Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, they really made it like that, where sure, these are all the absolute adversaries you have available to you, but that doesn't mean that they get along or even want to be in the same party. Because that's not how the game works. That's not how Baldur's Gate 3 works. I played through Baldur's Gate 3. We've done 3 playthroughs. I did 2 of them on stream. I did 1 of them off stream. Still need to do another playthrough. Because I want to play through as Karlach. But I did Garwar Grudgekeeper, who's like a good tank, like a dwarven tank. And then I did a Bandy. It's my dwarven finger waggler, so dwarven wizard. Did that one off stream. And I did like the short one. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a short run you can do and finish the game, but the game kind of throws shade at you. And I was like, right. But I played Garwar all the way through, and then the third run I did was pure evil, the Dark Urge. I did the Dark Urge, leaning into everyone's darkest urges with all the choices that they give you. And I did it themed as John Wick. So we were a human monk, which was a lot of fun, but it was dark, real dark. And it's just like when you're real good, you can, on the good playthroughs, sure, you can keep people moderately happy. On an evil playthrough, it don't work that way. There are people who just don't want to be around you, and who will actively, like when you encounter them, who will just be attacking. Like there's choices that get made. I mean, even between Halsin and Minthara in the game, their game was originally, there's a reason they're in the same seat, and it's because the game was designed where you could only have one, and it depended on were you good, or were you good, neutral, or were you like good or neutral, or were you evil? Like, maybe even, yeah, they were really leaning in those directions. All right, time gate for Diana. So that's kind of, you're rewarded more if you take that into account when you're trying to play Idle Champions too. Like figure out where your tendencies are, what are you leaning towards, and go with it, because yeah, it's not really about them as an affiliation all being able to be used together. That's not the idea. Kind of like the heroes of Baldur's Gate, that's another affiliation, and they're not necessarily built to all be together either. They're basically, they ended up smashing all kinds of stuff into the heroes of Baldur's Gate that probably shouldn't have been smashed together. Anyway, all right, I'm going to use an hour-long potion. I'm going to use one of these too. Really need to get through a second Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. I missed or skipped a lot the first time. The first time I tried to do everything. The second time I found stuff that I didn't do, even on a short run. And then the third time I found stuff that, that I didn't do. So it's like there was a lot, and that was back like right after launch. So yeah, there's a lot in that game. There's a whole lot in that game. Okay, so we've got our 2,500 gems for Vajra now. We just need the 15 silver chests. Diana's going to be the 30th champion. Whoops. We didn't go to Waterdeep fast enough, folks. Oh my god. I literally shouldn't have done any tomb. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 6 Tomb of Annihilation things. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be at 12. Yeah, I should have just done all. So that's the new player guide has to just say now, once you're done with, oh wow. Once you've got Tails done, it's like you do the Sword Coast to unlock Tails, and then you go straight to Tails. And once you've unlocked all your Tails champions, you just go straight to Waterdeep and knock out 15. so that you can unlock Vajra. Then go back to Tomb. Oh, this is ridiculousness. Yeah, then go back to Tomb to chase Azaka and Dragonbait. And that, yeah. And the time gate piece, right? Like, because you need Kellenvor's favor to get turn back time. So weird. Just, it's not, I mean, it's fine. It's just, it's so weird compared to like how we've played this game. Like how the game has been efficient prior to this. It's a real change. It's a drastic change. I mean, it was already like when I did the pick 3 playthrough, I already realized, wow, if you come in with a lot of power from a giveaway or you spend money at the start, either way, you could just do the 15 in Waterdeep and then never go back to Waterdeep again until way later, because you don't need Olcoria. She's not good. Like what you needed by going to Waterdeep was all of the gems that you get from there to give you power to be able to then go on to Baldur's Gate. But we skipped Waterdeep and just went straight to Baldur's Gate on the pick 3 playthrough. Didn't slow me down at all. That got me started in trials faster. I never had a power problem, but it was because of coming in with power from purchases / giveaways, right? Big thing was I completely missed Halson, which really changes Act 2. I mean, again, you don't... Spoilers, but like Halson isn't even really... I don't know. Like, you don't necessarily have him in your party in some playthroughs, so... Yeah, again, there's lots of, you know, how the game plays through is different based on who's in your party, like who you choose to pick up and stuff, and their interactions. So it is very, you know, all the playthroughs could be a little bit different. Yeah. Because I had Halson on my, you know, first playthrough. Can't remember the second, but I definitely didn't have him on the third. So it was actually challenging in the evil playthrough to have a full group sometimes. Like for a little while I was like, am I gonna have a full group? Things happen. Yeah. We still, is it there? Yes, there it is. There's a highlight of one of my playthroughs. That's got the Halson play. That's with Halson. Rogalux, thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. So in an ideal world, we would... Oh, I didn't even look. In an ideal world, we would get a decent amount of favor on this round. What do we need? Oh, 125. Okay. So we do need to at least go 125. So we're down a champion too, so we need to overcome that with a little bit of favor. This is not a great formation for the champions that we're using at the moment, but we have swaps. That's what swaps are for. We'll still start with these. That's gonna be that. $58 favor. Whee! I mean, the good news is I think we could beat the variant even without favor, but I used, here's the thing, I used these potions. So we're getting some favor. Plus I'm in, you know, in water deep, I could use a little more favor, right? That's where I'll convert it to, since we're actively doing water deep. Hey, Leftwit. So I know how to get Lark 10k antagonized without terrible. No, you just gotta use them a lot. Like there's no, you know, nothing around it. You can either pump a bunch of item levels into it, in which case, I mean, you're still gonna use them a lot. You'd run him in a speed farm. I just realized the ad was going. So like Lark's 10k thing is just, you just gotta use them a lot. Yeah. So the higher the item levels, you know, the higher you've got his whatever gear. Which one is it? This one. This is his speed item. It does have a cap. He does have a couple feats. So the bigger you can get that, the less of a grind it is. So people with tons of power can, you know, and tons of item levels will be able to max it out and get it done pretty quickly. But everybody else is just going to have to use Lark a lot. And I don't think there's any problem with that. I mean, Lark is... I mean, I'm using him right now. He's a solid speed champion for when you don't have a lot going on. But... And I think he synergizes well with a lot of other, like, meta speed formations. So... you know, I think it's a little rough. I think normally you'd rather have Shandy if you're newer for this, for the speed, for the, you know, kind of potion-like speed bonus she gives. But I think later on, when Shandy is less effective, Lark is going to be the better option. I'm actually really looking forward to Lark on my main account. Yeah. Yeah. But let's say, I think somebody was saying like without feats, it's like 5 champions when it's capped or something. I think you might be able to get it up to 10 or something like that with feats and like a golden or something. I don't know. Well, no, that wouldn't matter. It's capped is capped. But the feats might get it up higher. But even if it's 5, so, you know, let's just say you can get it to 5. That's 2,000 areas. You just got to run him for 2,000 areas, which is not that bad. Doesn't all have to be in the same run, you know. You could just do 20 runs to 100, right? But if it's down at 1, then it's 10,000 areas, right? Up to 11 silvers. So we've almost got all of our silvers just from looted silvers. So we'll definitely have that. Yeah. By the time we get done with the water deep stuff, we should have the 15 silvers we need. Wild that we got to the 30 champions before we got 15 water deep done, but welcome to the new game. Jason's got Larks done during his variants, but tier 4, yeah. You have to go through thousands of, I mean, it's 1,600 areas just for one of those, so yeah. 1,600, 1,400, 1,200, so yeah. But if you're doing tier 4, you also had him up a little bit, right? So, in terms of items. Yeah, the feats are definitely a nice boost. Feels like almost because the number is lower, the feats for some reason matter more. I'm just glad that a speed champion arrived in the game with a cap on their speed item. Finally, like that needed to always been the case. It wasn't always the case, and it's like they need to go back, and they still need to go back and cap the others. They're not. I don't think they're gonna. It's not what I wanted. That one's the one I wanted. You're going there. You're going there. You're going there. And you're going there. Their favorite now, 2,800. Doing better. Mass Connect with a trivia question. How many champions do you think have hats in their default skin? Oh, I don't even know. Wow. Are we counting like helmets, like Strong Hearts? Because I know there's at least 3. I see them on my bench right now. I don't know. That's the kind of trivia stuff that I would not even know. I think we did a trivia show once. I think it was me playing against Mars. It was. And Sean was, yeah, because Sean had to reset the buzzer all the time. But man, there's stuff in there that I'm like, I don't know. Like, why would I memorize that kind of stuff about the game? Yeah, it was wild. That would have been a good one for that trivia show. That's the kind you put like for 500 or 1,000, right? Like Jeopardy style trivia. Because who knows? Shevik asks, so would I be right that the fallbacks have one strong champ and she needs the others to be extra strong? Tess is strong for some people. I think Tess is stronger than I think Baldric and Lark are. But I don't know that Kazarin's strong without the fallbacks. And it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of canonically correct. Like they are, you know, their strength is the power of friendship and teamwork. So, you know, so it's, I'm kind of torn. Like, I feel like they really are, you have to have them all together. And it's really all about Uggy. It's funny. Yeah. You know, Baldric can be a gold find champion. I still don't think his, even with Larkin, I don't think his gem farm is worth it. Lark can be a speed champion. I don't know that Tess can be anything other than a support, and I think she feels like the stronger of the supports for them so far. And then, I mean, Kazarin feels just like, you know, the DPS for the fall. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's... We'll see what happens with Anson. Like in the book, so I've only read the first book. I haven't read the second book yet. But like in the first book, Tess is the one that brings them all together. But Anson was her friend, and then they were, you know, adventuring together before that. So they were like the people that were like the core too. And then, so it's interesting that we're getting Anson last, because like, how's that going to work? What's he going to do necessarily? But you know, everybody is still like trying to, you know, in the first book, everybody was trying to find like their place in the group and kind of start unlocking their potential. Yeah. So we'll see. Anson kind of came off as he has to be the tank of the group, but he kind of came off as like a support DPS. But would they need like fallbacks? You know, kind of need a tank. I guess they don't have to have a tank. You could just use that somebody else as a tank, but kind of like the Heroes of the Plains don't have a DPS. So weird. Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out really soon, though. Weird, don't have to use Regis in his quests. The required the champion in their variants was maybe that's the last 3 years they really started leaning into that. Yeah, it wasn't a thing that they started when they started this game, and Regis was a very like a year 1 champion. So, but even through some of the later years, that wasn't a thing, and they finally understood the concept of, oh, use the variants to teach people how to use the champions. Early on, it was just, well, let's just make some cool variants. And I think if they could go back, if I could go back and be in charge, I would have it just I would have them teaching how to use the champions every time. And then save the, all the rest of those variant ideas for actual game variants. But, yeah. Another evasion tank? I don't know. None of the good tanking stuff. Like they haven't replicated any of the good tanking stuff, like Kryle's evasion, Myria's clone type stuff. Like, Lazaps. Even with Lazaps, we got a new type of good tank. Yeah, I don't know. What are we on in favor? EO4. All right. Keep on rocking and rolling. I don't know that we're going to get the full hour off these potions, but... One variant for each specialization? That's not really how they do it. They usually, I think it's variant 1. Well, I don't know that this holds true, but it feels like variant 1 teaches you how to use their main buff, like their main ability. If they're a support champion, it's their main ability. Variant 3 usually feels like a spec choice. Variant 2 is like one of their other abilities. That's the way it usually feels like. If they've got 2 different specialization, like, choices, variant 2 might be one of those and variant 3 might be the other, but yeah, it feels like the better way to do is like teach the core functionality. How does the champ function? Like basic functionality, variant 1. 2, extended functionality. 3, specializing into something. Like, seems like that would be good. Doesn't mean that that's what they necessarily are following. I haven't really tried to compare them to see if that's the pattern. But when you're looking at just trying to use the variants, like event variants as an educational tool, makes sense. Right? Again, you can, this is how you build tutorials into your game, right? Like you make it a tutorial without people necessarily understanding that it's a tutorial. But as long as you come out the other side with a better understanding of the champion, yay. Oh, what's going on? Phone keeps doing this thing where it'll light up and shut and turn off and light up, turn off and light up, but nothing's happening. I'm hacking my phone. I don't even use my phone that much. You're not gonna get anything by hacking it. Another silver. We're up to 12. 3,000 gems. I can go buy a gold chest. In fact, I think I will. We just bought Jeremy a moment ago. Boom. Gold chest. Gimme. All right, that's progress. And every time we open these, the progress tracker hopefully will go down. There's a giant streak potion to tear down by the apothecary. Actually, look at, hold on. Now I kind of want to look at Diana. So, oh, we can't see all three. Simral, show me Simral. Show me the money. All right. So Lark, Devil May Care. Yeah, so this is his first buff. So only Lark and champions buffed by both him and Uggy can deal damage. That's weird. That kind of throws you off, but we're trying to get you to understand how to use Lark and Uggy together, but yeah, that's the idea. Second one, yeah, secondary feature. They're teaching about his debuff. Third one, spec choices. Dadius is much older though. Dadius doesn't even require it here. It's literally just every unavoidable damage. This is, hey, you're missing 4 formation slots. And this is Wisdom 13 plus Dadius. Like, yeah, the older ones, they just didn't, it wasn't even remotely about how they worked. That last one, the Wisdom 13 plus might have been, but the others had nothing to do with Dadius. We're flying right along. It was pretty good. EO5 favor. What a difference a little bit of gear makes. We don't even have a lot of gear, just a little bit of gear. Get close to first wall, though. Critter Wolf, I don't know if Twitch is twitching or what, but it's Moobot says you just subbed, so thank you for the sub. Twitch doesn't, though. Twitch has been weird. So we know for sure now, but just by doing this, we know for sure that our starting 10 champions that we like to start off with can get a variant done. Like we pushed over 200, we're still going. So even with a restricted variant at like 175, this team should be able to handle it, even without favor, which is good to know, right? If I just want to race through it and just bounce to each of the areas and then do the variant and then get out, instead of trying to grab, like we're trying to grab a little bit of favor, but clearly it doesn't really matter. We're at that point now, which is nice to know. Because in a time gate, you're only getting the tier 1 versions of variants. Starting to struggle a little bit, but we also still have the starting team in. I don't think we're going to bring another team in. I think, yeah, the potion wear off, so I don't know that we're going to wait another 28 minutes. We're just going to get however far this gets us, and then we're going to go and we're going to bounce. 7005 paper. Oh, somebody died. Pentadrone. See, now we're running out of damage. We got Yo 6. We're just gonna call it there. All right, now we have Diana. So now we're just gonna race to 75 and we're gonna get out. I'm gonna try to go further. I'm not even gonna do that. We're just gonna put this down here. There's 30 champions. Mild. That means Vajra is now lit up. In 7 days. Man, where are we going to be at, you know, in a spurt life? How far can you get in a spurt life? 11 days. We'll know soon enough. Now enjoy 300 plus Electrum chests. Well, no, we got to actually be able to level her up enough, like get enough gold to actually get her in the party. Yeah, not right away. Get a couple of Electrums. Where are they? There we go. Saleza White. Large gold find. That'll be good for the deep favor push. Heroism we can take apart. That was for Esmeralda. Heroism gets destroyed to 346 reagents. Jen says, blessed to watch Spurs Death live on stream. Same. Never laughed so hard in my entire life. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah. It was just so unassuming too. Just, you know. What's Spurt doing? Oh, just walking out there. You dead. Oh, Frost Giant's gonna roll. Did this hit? That hits. Well, you're dead. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Oh, that's so funny. If I recall correctly, didn't they say Spurt was originally just going to be an NPC? But Perkins was in town and Matt was like, do you want to play this character? I was like, yeah, sure. All right. But yeah, I don't know how true that is. That's the rumor that I heard. It makes it hilarious if so. Did I want to organize a key giveaway thing this year? I've already got a message from Delcoom with a list. So yeah, I will be doing the annual Garwar gives away keys that people from chat give him to give away. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 here, but I haven't looked through to see if I want any of them. Yeah. So probably yeah. That's gonna happen again. Yeah, Delcoon beat you too, yeah. Delcoon's usually quick on the trigger. We're just, yeah, it's still early on. It's probably going to be the week of Christmas. It's probably when that's going to happen. I was considering just doing it on Christmas Day because I will probably stream on Christmas Day. But I think just the week, you know, each day, the week of Christmas. So you can give away some codes. Codes to video games. Yeah, no worries. Whatever. Whatever you happen to have, you know, we can give away through the stream. Pile of Modrons. Sad. Yeah, we definitely got to get somewhere where we have favor to be able to use Diana and get those sweet electrums rolling. Same with Eliwick. You know, can't really get her in a formation yet that often with what we've been doing because we've been bouncing around so much. If I go back to Kellenvor, we can definitely, I mean, we have E21 in Kellenvor, so we definitely use both of them there. But we got to go back to Waterdeep, and we don't have enough yet there. When we get done with Diana's Time Gate, what we may do is set up a deep favor run in Waterdeep. And while it's, you know, plodding along, I'll fire up that game I was given a code to try out. We'll picture in picture it. Now there's silver, we're at the 13. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have 15 silvers, 2,500 gems, 30 champions before we get 15 adventures done in Waterdeep. It's weird. Oh well. Tomorrow we should unlock Vajra Basic. A deep run today to ensure that we can access Diana for her speed and her electrums. Should give us everything we need tomorrow to just rock out a bunch of all the rest of the variants we need for Vajra. Or not variants, adventures. But then, oh no. The only variants I've done are Sword Coast for Dritz. So it's gonna be interesting just to get enough influence for her time gate piece. Could just only have to be able to, I think it's only 2 out of the Sword Coast ones. But I already have a Modron core too. I don't think I have enough variants done to get down to the Modron chest, so interesting. It's interesting situation now. But the way the game works now, how quickly you get through stuff. It does not allow for like the build up and the timing and the having completed things, and suddenly you're in a place where you're like, oh god, do I gotta grind stuff out? And it does feel that way. Yeah, well, we had to do the 6 just to do Terror in the Dark. There's that gate requirement. And then Dritz is the next one. So we've done 7 variants in campaigns so far. And that's it. So I'm hoping that, the Dritz one is the highest area goal one. I'm hoping we can hop into that with... We'll have to see if we even have good champions that qualify for Vajra. Oh my god, hold on. Can we... Vajra. Pond. Karlach, Lae'zel. We got Nyali and Gale. And tank line, being the tank line. Patty Bree. We could use Makos. Alaric Tyrrell. Either way there. Mel. Yeah, okay, we should be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, because you never know. If you get super restricted out, you may not even be able to do stuff. So, got a good variety. But she doesn't even get her speed effect until later. So you got to get a good amount of gold or favor, and thus gold, to be able to get her into her speed mode. This would be like 78 or less. Wow. I don't think that's right, but it's fine. I don't think that those numbers were showing up right. That doesn't make any sense. So Larkin for Whittle, my jump permanent's cooking pretty well. Nice. Spawning around 2 enemies. Good. Yeah, I mean, my Briv gem farm is like a 2-kill clear, so if Lark at 2+ enemies speeds it up over Whittle. On my main account. I feel like I shouldn't have to say on my main account, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've been playing a lot of Conquest Dark off stream. That's the Conan style survivors like. Man, their new Eldritch weapons and armor, like the armor's like the Eldritch armor. There's some unique armor that got added. One of the pieces of unique armor I like a lot, but the Eldritch armor is like, But there's this pair of Eldritch weapons that for dual wielding. Do they just destroy everything? They're so strong that even when I'm using like the strongest power and or passive abilities in the game that usually outclass everything, these two weapons just make it so those don't even matter. They got something like over 400 billion damage at the end of a run just from those weapons. And I don't know that I had, even 5 billion anywhere else. Real strong. So I actually did a run just where I got rid of all the others and like tried to just go. That was going all in on just on those. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. All right, Diana's in on this one from the beginning. Go speed. I think we hold off on that because I think we can level this up a bit. This is the one where we have to go to 125. So. We only end up with EO6 favor. So even with EO6 favor, we're not even able to get... I can't even get Jarlaxle to his gold find ability right away. There it is. Okay. Okay, 2781. I'm trying to keep the 2500 for Vajra there and not spend it. So once we get to 3000 or up, I will buy another gold chest. $310 Electrums incoming soon. I mean, it would be nice, right? It would be nice. We haven't even... I mean, this is only our second run. The second time trying to even have her in a party. So... And we haven't even seen her scavenger ability active yet. Because this didn't like... It didn't activate any of her stuff, so... I actually want to... She needs to be up here. Once her knockback comes in, they'd knock things onto Jarlaxle. And we actually should put Jarlaxle back here. Oh, I'm like, why is this not killing things instantly? Because I forgot to level it up. I forgot to level up click damage. I was stopping to trying to get some of the champions up first, but then I forgot we passed level. I was like, this is moving way too slow. Oh. The two familiars from on the right hand side. So this is a gem familiar. I got out of Wild Offers or something, or it was on sale. I think it was on a retirement or something like that. We got it cheap with platinum because this account had some platinum on it. And then this was from an epic giveaway. So it's always going to be on the account no matter what. Whenever I start a new one, this will always be here. So this is Sarah, the Mind Flayer tadpole. So Sarah Morphosis. That's Sarah. I think she was on sale. I think she was on a retirement sale, honestly. And I've been, because I've still got some platinum too. Again, it came with the last time I started this account. It was a cash playthrough, so it's always going to have some of this. But I'm gonna try and I used it on a familiar instead of anything else. Oh no, wait, packs sale. Yeah, there's like a 504 platinum snack that, you know, is tempting. So I've just been looking for stuff over here. Potentially to get with it. And also watching the weekend offers. Or the weekly offers, whatever. This could be a lot of power for Lae'zel, but that could be 7 Modron chests. Not that much power. Who's the champion the event before skill is? What's my guide say? Skilla was what? Feast of the Moon? So Liar's Night was King of Shadows. Need a familiar vault for Sarah? Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Strength Animal asks, I don't have Briv, but King of Shadows is my strongest tank. He stands when all others fall. Have you compared him with Briv? It's... so... part of what makes Briv a strong tank is eventually start dumping lots of item levels onto him, and he has a health item. But even before that, Briv has a 10% damage reduction to all incoming damage, followed up by a heal that's a group heal, but it heals himself, that triggers every 10 seconds or every 10 hits, and it heals him for a percent of the damage that was done to him in that period. So as long as he doesn't die in 10 seconds or 10 hits, he heals. And you can actually get him to the point where he heals 100% of the damage he takes. So he can go real far. Like eventually, like if you do that, then he becomes this really beefy tank that's very hard to kill unless you're one-shotting him or killing him in less than 10 hits, right? Less than 10 seconds or less than 10 hits. Like if you can't get his heal off, then he falls over. But there's a lot that he can do before that happens. So I don't know, like on a newer account, how he would compare. And I don't know that I've done a straight up comparison on my main account, because the reality is where I push on my main account, Briv doesn't even stay alive. So yeah, tough to say. I wish I had dev powers, like an account that I could just adjust things to, like to test things out. I don't. It would be fun. but I don't have that. Okay, let's pull this up. With that. But ultimately it's one of those things that, again, it goes back to, it depends. Like, you know, like go, like throw, if, well, I mean, Briv is someone that most people are going to want anyway. He's still going to be a solid tank. And even if King of Shadows is a tank you like to use, you know, there's going to be formations like this one where you need two, right? They're not in the same seed, are they? No, they're not. So having them both is more beneficial, right? And then you can straight up test them. Which one stays alive longer? Like King of Shadows wants to die eventually. He wants to die twice. Ideally, it takes a very, very long time for him to get there. You know who would help keep him alive? Briv. Briv would also help. Briv is a great combo for King of Shadows. Yeah, I forgot. They're definitely not on the same seat. Because he's a great combo. Because King of Shadows likes to damage champions near him. And that ramps up one of his abilities. And Briv just, if you have Briv near him, Briv just heals that up, and you never have to worry about them dying. So, or even getting low, because Briv's just gonna keep healing the party, taking care of everybody, making sure that you're nice and strong in that situation. So I know I definitely had them in a party at the same time because we tested that out. But I don't know. I don't remember what we were trying to do there. And my Briv is so outrageously has over 100,000 average item levels. So it's difficult to compare him to anyone on my main account at this point. To see like how they would match up in a head-to-head tanking battle. Because he's got so many item levels. I just know that even with 100,000 item levels, Miria, Krydle, and Zaps can potentially tank further than he can. Well, can definitely tank further than he can. Because their kits make them do that. Doesn't even have anything to do with the item levels. Hey, gotta level up into Diana. I think we're gonna have to use it. Yeah, that's what I answered your question, Ethel. Doesn't read that way, but okay, whatever. We're finally gonna get Diana to a specialization choice. Well, we got her into one last time. I should actually look. Yeah, 70, 78 or less. Okay. 200 is Scavenger? Woof. Woof. I need to get this. I need to tank it. Who's coming out? I don't want to take out Charlax. I need the gold find. Oh well. Just stay there. Yeah, low favor is always womp womp. Like the core champions are designed for low favor runs. Like they scale up faster. It feels like they cost less basically. But yeah, I mean, but then each bench seat you go down is just the prices go up, and trying to get later. Like we just never get Melfin for speed. We just don't have that kind of favor yet. We will. I think in Tomb, when we go back to Tomb, we may start seeing Melfin for speed. It's a speed effect at 80, or no, 100. Speed effect at 100. Okay. Scavenge at 200. All right. And so her speed effect speeds up like the moment you finish this collection, like the quest, it speeds up everything that happens from that moment to the moment everybody loads in on the next screen. Is done getting into position on the next screen. Split the party is wild, yeah. That's what's, you know, I used a speed potion, I used a large speed potion and a large gold mine potion, and that makes everything better. There's another silver. 14. But yeah, split the party is slow because it's does more what I think the game should have done in the first place, and that's that every area gets harder. Like they cram what would normally be like, you know, hundreds of areas worth of health scaling into 50. Yeah. Which is like, hey, if you have tons of damage, guess what? You can roll right through this. Great. And you're done real fast. Awesome. That feels good. If you don't, it's a struggle. It takes a while. You got to work your way through, and you might not get it, but you'll, you know, but that's better than going like 1,400 areas and then finding out you don't have the path, which is what the rest of the game is. Yeah, or 1,400 area, or you know, 1,400 areas in the random slot machine says nope, you lose. Well, it's a roulette wheel, but still. I didn't. Oh, that's right. I used another one. Okay. We're only on a 125, so. Plenty of damage. Yeah, see, that wasn't right. This is showing, now it's showing right numbers. Next time it'll do the right thing. Oh, there won't be a next time. We won't be back in here ever again. We're not going to be doing another time gate for her ever on this account. We're up to 150. Probably gonna be it. Can we see it? There it is. Electrum chest scavenger. 200. Scavenge up to 311. 311. 311. 311 additional electrum chests from boss lead sacks. 5% chance, so 1 in 20. Which is better than the 1 in 100 from Hank, right? And hers goes up 1 every 2 days. So every other day you add one to it. There we go. And we're out. Okay. Indicate early, yes. Because I've done everything I'm doing there. Convert into Helm, where we will be able to use it instantly. Because we're going to come over here. There's no armored here, so we're going to do a deep run. So, there's speed, there's click. I don't have the gold, but that's fine. Will get us going. But this now changes to Diana. Alright, what do we unlock? 10 variants completed. Nice. Whatever. Get a reward for 10 variants? Where did it put it? There's progress. 30 rares. But now we're at 30 champions, unlock 2,500 gems. We're 1 silver chest away from this, and we just need to knock out the rest of those. Wait, did I use? I did use a fireball. Okay, so this can just go out here and stay there. And stay there. Where are we going to want Diana? We're going to want Diana where the Lark is. Diana has this redirection ability with her staff where she will, like if she is at the top of a column, She will redirect enemies towards the bottom tanking column, the bottommost tanking column. If she's at the bottom of a column, she will redirect enemies towards the topmost slot in the front column. But if she's in the middle, she knocks them towards the party, which also a potential speed effect if you want it, but that's not usually what people want. Usually you want to knock them. Like in this case, the Jarlock's not a tank. I'm going to have Havilar here. So knocking people towards Havilar, better for us. Nice to be somewhere where we have favor, isn't it? Kalmvor, or Shar, excuse me, no. Helms 471 EO8. So we believe it's got EO8 favor. Char's the event favor, that's right. Him. Okay, 78 or less. That targets Minsk. Well, I mean, it's, yeah, the time gate favor isn't going to help a ton. That's why I don't bother usually trying to get a lot. But it's still extra favor that can help you out when you're, a little bit. And, when you're starting off, every little bit matters, right? So it feels wrong. You're later they put Halsin in an event where you earn Char's favor. It doesn't. I mean, they had to get Halsin on the schedule, and that's the least of their worries, right? Speed effect active, and you can see her speed effect over here. Usually, wait, oh, yeah. Oh, it's just 50% of the modest speed effect. But yeah, it usually still is. Yeah, we're multiplying this, I think. Yeah. It's normally 275. When we go to transition, it goes up to 4.125. It will speed us over the 10x cap if we were at 10x, but just during the transition. Yeah, just going another, like, this deep run is going to get me way more. But the thing is I did, it's multipliers against multipliers. Like I did raise my multiplier by dumping it in here. So what I'm going to end up with is still going to be better than what it would have been. I mean, if I waited, it would look like a larger number, but it's helping right now. It all works out. Like if I had done another run here before, you know, it's always the age old question of like, should I wait and just do lots of runs in a campaign where before I convert my event favor? And it's like, no, just dump it in. If you want to get more favor in a campaign, dump that in that campaign and then go do stuff like it. The multiplier against the multiplier, like you just, the order of operations doesn't matter. Math. It's just people like to see big numbers, and it's like, sure, would it make your number look bigger if you did the other grind first? Yeah. Would you have probably ended up in the same place? Yeah. You just done it first? Yeah. Multiplier against multiplier. Where that doesn't hold true is if you don't really have, like, if you've got like double digit favor or even like triple digit favor in a campaign, like you should probably just go do it. Like, you know, that's yeah, not great. But once you're up into E values, it's all right. We've got our scavenger ability rocking and rolling now. She can now scavenge. I don't know how often. I mean, you know, again, still 1 in 20 chance, but roll that D20 and come up with a crit, please. Hey, we got 3,000 gems. Give me a single gold chest. Oh, 17 silvers. There's progress on Archon. And we're down to 29. We're into the 20s. Okay, if I have 17 silvers, I can open 2 of these. Nothing. And right now we're fishing for consumables and blues out of those silvers now that we're that high. All right, first feat. This is bigger usually. I would love her speed feat. We'll be right back as a 12.5k speed feat. The 80% is a 50k, but getting these, you know, once you get to the point where you're generating 12.5k, get that real quick. And then the same with this one. And then you don't have to get her item level as high to get her to her cap, because she has she has a speed item. It caps, but the feats apply pre-cap, and they don't. If you're capped, they won't do anything. Unlike every other speed champion in the game, which again just really directs you to the fact that she is like you want her early. Because she is just that type of situation where they help you get to the cap faster is so beneficial for newer players who just can't invest lots of item level. You still get a solid benefit out of her early. And then later, you can still run her up to her cap with just item levels and then not use those feats and then use like pushing feats so that you can use her longer in a run. It makes a lot of sense. It made a lot of people mad because that wasn't how champions had worked before, but it doesn't mean that's not the good way. I think it is the good way. All right, so we have everything we need here except for the 15 adventures. And this is going to be a deep run. So, what, 400 plus areas is the idea? If we can make it happen, I don't know. We've been 600, so. How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Go! Sorry. Surrounded by assholes. I love that one. Black Widow, 52 months at tier 3. Much appreciated. The 52 weeks in a year anniversary. That's not, man, if Twitch subs were every week. Oh, I shouldn't put that out in the world. They might try to do that shit. Thank you very much. Yeah, that Baseballs clip is only for tier 3 subs. So good. I just saw the announcement, an announcement that Spaceballs 2 is wrapped. They finally making a sequel, and they've apparently they've finished production. So awesome. Oh, that reminds me, we should have Eliwick in here. Thank you. We should be Eliwicking. We should always be Eliwicking. This is the start. Yeah. There we go. She got 2 gem cards already. Jackpot. Then she drew a moon. Okay. All right. We'll take it. I was hoping for a 5 gem round. That would have been sweet. 3 gems. Go Eliwick. All right, so here's how you figure out what's going on here. So this is the deck of many things that's triggering. Deck of many things. We got a night card. We got a moon card. So night is the buff. Moon is the gold find. So we're at 110% gold find boost for that. But 3 gem cards gives us, I'm at a very low multiplier, so it gives us 33% more gems. I'll take it. But with 3 cards, eventually this will cap out 100% per card, and that would be 300% more gems, which is what we really want, right? But we're nowhere near that yet. I don't even have 2 feed slots unlocked for her yet. What did she get to? 730. Hopefully on this run we can do that. But maybe not. It'll probably be a Tomb of Annihilation thing. We'll probably get everybody to their... Oh, we'll hit soft cap for the first time in Tomb. For sure. So we should be able to get everybody all 4 feed slots. Eventually in Tomb. While we're doing Tomb. We will do another deep run in Tomb, I think. Well, actually we don't have to. Because I did get turn back time. And we can defeat Valindra at E21. We can. I know, because I think I've done it as low as E19. Back when soft cap was around E19. So I don't know. It's more time efficient to not bother, but at the same time, all that favor lets you get all your champions, ramped up, and you just fly through things. So we'll probably do it. We'll probably do another deep run. Just because it will make everything after that a cakewalk. Thinking more long term in that sense, right? Sometimes you gotta keep that in mind. But also it's because, I will be coming back. We stepped away from Tim, went out and we've accrued a lot more power, right? Like we're now opening up gold chests, we're now opening up electrum chests. Power on our champions has gone up because of that. So yeah, we can come back in and potentially get a monster run. Who knows? Like E30? I don't know. I have no idea at this point. That would be ridiculous. But I have no idea at this point. Campfire's getting caught up on the hit-based bosses and Roots of Loon Lurch? Any suggestions or something to contend with? You just have to contend with it. If you have any, I don't know if you're running a full formation or if you're running a limited formation, but what we used to do with that is if we didn't have, if every champion wasn't a gem, a speed or gem champion, then whatever fillers was usually a multi-hit to try to get through those quicker. One thing to consider is maybe use Lae'zel Like she exists to get you by. Oh well, no, that's hit-based bosses. I was thinking barricades. Yeah, no, I mean you just kind of have to deal with it. Those are. It's nice when it's a Briv gem farm. You just jump them, but even in a regular gem farm, it's still faster having to deal with them than trying to do Mad Wizard. Mad Wizard has hit-based stuff too, so. Esmeralda would get you double credit, yeah, as a speed champion. But if you're running Thalora, it's usually better to skip areas. So it depends on who you're running in seat 1. Yeah, Frida not only has multi-attack, but if you attack the party, the boss attacks the party, it's reflected damage back too. Everyone the boss hits. Every champion the boss would hit with Frida in the party would remove a chunk. Skill plus, yeah, but alts you can't rely on because this is an AFK gem farm is what they're talking about. So yeah, there's ways to deal with it, but usually it's just an accepted, like that's the accepted slow part for all of the other fast parts. You run it Thalora, yeah. So Thalora is the right choice. Let's do Calyx. So depending on, I don't know, how many kills does it take to clear an area normally for you with the Human BBG Sentry? Is it down to a 1 or 2 kill clear? Because if it is, then you dump, 4 to 6, okay. I'm gonna say if it was 1 to 2, you would dump Calyx out of that and replace with a multi-hit. Melf might not be your best choice either. So there's some, maybe adjustments with like maybe pull Melf out. Test the time, like, get rid of Melf, put in a multi-hitter. See what the overall time turns into. Like up here, like measure it the way it is and then try it again with someone else. Melf is going to be rather random as to what speed effect he applies, so it's not a reliable method, but if it's a lot quicker, then maybe you're in a Melf. Well, if it's 1 to 2, it's because Sentry is in there. If you get to 1 and Sentry's still in there, then you consider dumping Sentry. Because you can get to like a 2 kill clear with BBEG in certain situations, so. And that's usually fast enough that you don't need Sentry. But again, it takes a while to get there. So yeah, if you're still putting item levels into Human, just know that eventually that's going to free up some space for you. Okay, I think this is cruising right along. I think I'm going to move this up here. Try to remember to do stuff on it. And we're going to try a new game. Oh, what? Another? Man, I can tell this is like launch day, because it's like it's had lots of patches leading up to launch day, and then there's a patch today too. So. Sounds good so far. A little loud. Turn that down. Okay. I do not want full screen. Yes, I want that. How do I apply it? Okay. You did not.